we have three teams in the Eastern Conference that are surprising people. It's the Sixers, it's the Bulls, and it's the Miami Heat.
Sixers surprising?
The three. And yeah, undefeated start. They're playing really well. Maxey playing like a superstar. Of these three teams,
Sixers.
who is the biggest early season surprise in your opinion?
Surprise? I mean, I think surprise is just Chicago, because I think for Philly, you could have, even with Embiid being banged up, there's a world where you see like VJ and Maxey. Chicago, for I think everyone's like, yeah, this is a playing team. They're basically what Chicago has been. The Heat, I think, are in the same breath. I still think that the Bulls, out of all three of these teams, feel like the fakest. Like, I don't believe in really what Chicago just long term is going to be in terms of like seeding wise and maybe in a playoff run. But I see what Miami's doing right now, and to a lesser extent, it feels similar to what the Pacers have been the last couple of seasons, where it's just kind of a different brand what the rest of the NBA is playing. And we have to see what happens when Tyler Hero comes back, because he's someone that, he can play some isolation ball. He's going to get more into the pick and roll game that Miami has kind of been going away from so far through this season. But they're playing so fast. They're playing so unselfish. You never really know who's going to score on possession by possession basis, that it feels a little Pacers-ish, that it's going to be something that teams aren't used to. And then for Philly, it's just the backcourt. Like, the fact that Maxey and VJ look like one of the most, if not the most electric backcourt in basketball already is so impressive, considering the fact that Paul George hasn't played and Joel Embiid has looked kind of like a shell of himself so far. So I think it's super impressive what those young guys are doing. And Chicago, I think they deserve their flowers, right? Matas is playing super well. Vooch has been playing well, but I still just don't really believe in like the top and down of the team.
In the East, that feels like they can keep it up. I think the Bulls would be the ones I'm most surprised about, just because I thought the Heat would be a solid team, definitely. Just the way that their role players have been playing, though, that's probably what the thing I'm the most surprised about. Like, Jaime Jaquez looks like he's, been amazing this year. Larson's contributed. You got Wiggins, you got Bam, Jovic and stuff like that. Like, they don't have a star, but they have
Bam.
Well, he's like all-star caliber type, like a legit superstar. They carried his team.
Enough.
But they have a foundation of role players. They have one of the best coaches in basketball, and they've been playing really well. Chicago, they play well. They play solid, fundamental basketball. I like the way they move the ball. Nothing really sticks with them. Giddey's been great. Buzelis has been great.
I think that's leaving?
No, okay. I've left and they've been great. Like, why would I regret it? This is a
you've also been gone for 5 years.
Yeah, that is true. But this is a mutual thing. As for Philly, man, they just keep finding guards. I don't know how they do it. It feels like guard whisper over there.
You get the number 3 overall pick. You got
yeah,
a
like
better chance to get one.
This shit is legit. McCain will be back soon. Paul George will be back soon, so they'll get reinforcements. I thought with Philly, it would be Embiid being a little bit more healthy, but it's been the ascension of Tyrese Maxey elevating his game. It's been VJ Edgecombe. It's been Adam Boner off the bench as a rim protector at the 5, who's been huge for them. It's been that type of stuff. So
Oubre's been hooping too.
Facts. Like, it's just Philly. It's early, of course, but Philly's looked really great, and I think they can keep this up because for the most part, Philly's not a bottom dweller. When their guys do play, they've been relatively a good playoff team. For Chicago, I'm interested to see how they keep it up because Kobe White will be back soon. So exciting to see how they look. If they make the playoffs, it'd be funny.
Are they the Washington Wizards of a few years ago? Remember when the Wizards started off incredibly hot and they were like number 1 seed for like a good month?
We'll see because Utah looks good and they're back at doing what they're doing.
That's true. I think it'll hit like January. We'll start to see them benched.
We'll see for sure.
Collier coming back soon too, which I'm excited about. Working back from a hamstring. Least surprising, Miami Heat, because they're the best coached team in the NBA. That is why it is least surprising to me, because I always expect Eric Spoelstra, regardless of who's on the court, to get the best out of his players. That's the best coach in the league for a reason. Most surprising is obvious. It's the Chicago Bulls, because we thought that they would be a middle-of-the-pack team. You can respect what they did towards the end of last season, the way that Josh Giddey was playing basketball. You had an inclination that it was something that was sustainable the way he was playing. Maybe not his jump shooting, but the way that he was playmaking, the way that he was being aggressive, asserting himself. They've been playing great team basketball. I think why it's also surprising is because this is a team that sold all their pieces and they're supposed to be a team that's tanking, and they're 4-0. It feels like the most Chicago thing ever. It'll come back down to earth. I do believe that. But for the Sixers, It's not that surprising. I think it's surprising the way that it's happened, which
Yeah.
I can hear. You thought that Joel Embiid playing in the preseason, he looked incredible. That he would come in regular season, he would be himself. Him and Maxey working off one another like we've seen in the past. I get that, but what we've seen is Maxey being great, VJ Edgecombe being the best rookie in basketball. We're seeing Oubre be back to 2 years ago, Kelly Oubre, because I thought he was great for them the year that they made the playoffs and lost to the Knicks in the first round. He's back. He's been playing great. You mentioned Adem Bona. He's been great as well. You're waiting on McCain to come back. You're waiting on Paul George, and you're waiting for Joel Embiid, God willing, to really start to ramp up and be ready by December, January, because that's really what the Sixers should be playing for. Getting Joel Embiid ready and primed for the playoffs for the first time. Because if we get a healthy Joel Embiid for the first time, with the way that the Sixers have been playing basketball, the way that the East is shaped up right now, you can convince yourself this is a team that can go to the finals.
So
The Sixers have a chance to shake up the East. They're talented and they're getting
so
players
do the
back.
Heat. Don't sleep on the Heat.
The Miami Heat too, you know, with Tyler Hero coming
We
back,
know
they have
Spo.
Norman
We know
Powell.
Spo.
It's true.
You know, for me, what they've done is surprising from the standpoint that they've completely shifted their identity from being a defensive-oriented team to being an offensive-oriented team. They're cutting, their driving kick game is phenomenal. Jaime Jaquez has been one of the leaders in that. And then Norman Powell, you're not going to find an offseason addition that was much better than Norman Powell. Norman Powell is one of the best offseason additions, and it gave them the scoring punch that they needed. And then a lot of their players are just developing, and Davion Mitchell continues to be good. He leads them in assists per game right now, and
What's
he's
TJ
also
McConnell doing these days?
TJ McConnell. Yeah, I don't know. He's not playing
That's
on
an
the court.
excellent question, bro.
You know, but Davion
Nemhard,
Mitchell.
what's he doing? How's
Injured.
Nemhard doing?
He's injured. He's hurt. He's hurt. But Davion,
What do they say is the best ability, bro?
Availability.
Davion clears TJ. I think we can walk past that.
David's fine.
Clears him now.
Yeah.
He low key
Oh
is
my
much better
God.
than him. I'm not gonna lie. He can defend.
Stay on that side.
He's an
I
elite
will.
defender.
Taking the younger
No,
guy
I saw
every
there was a
time.
possession that Davion had where he
Please drop it.
slipped a screen. He stayed attached to the ball handler despite a screen being set against him. Then he helped on a drive. He rotated, and then he closed out to the corner once a couple passes were made. It was an insane defensive possession, but that's what he brings. The Heat have depth. They have enough offense. They're gonna have a good defense. The Bulls, I think they're playing awesome basketball, and I think it's sustainable from the standpoint that they were good last year after they traded Zach LaVine. They punched above their weight. They played a fast tempo, unselfish brand of basketball, and they've already beaten 3 teams in the East this year that people projected to be better than them. The Magic, the Hawks, and the Pistons. All 3 teams we thought would be better than Chicago, and they beat all of them. Josh Giddey's continuing to shoot well from 3, and this is a team that is dead last in isolations per game. They don't
smart.
they don't have the isolation players, but this team is spreading the ball around. They're third in shortest time of possession per touch. They're third in passes made. They drive to the basket. Like, they play like a unselfish basketball team. And Billy Donovan has formulated a way for them to win basketball games despite not having a true star. So I think that's a good sign for them. And Mataz Buzelis, if you're not going to get a high draft pick in the draft, you got to hope that one of these top prospects falls to you. Mm-hmm. And that's what happened with Mataz. You know, Mataz is going to go down as one of the best players in his draft class. And he's playing excellent for the Bulls, and he fits them. And their fast-paced style hides his weaknesses because he's not a great half-court player just yet offensively.
If he didn't go to what's the name, he probably would have won. If he didn't go to G League Ignite.
Yeah, you know,
he
that-
was supposed to be one.
His
Yes.
jump shot was bad. In
Yeah,
G
he
League.
was
Exactly.
he was locked. He was like a top 3 pick, went there, and then everything fell off.
But like the transition-heavy cutting style
Long
that they run,
wingspan. Yeah, he's
that's what fits him. And you know, they have a lot of talent, and they have more shooting than they had last year. So I think the Bulls are going to be a playing team at the minimum.
they're fun. I love the stat dead last in isolation. I love that because you know your strength. You know the fact that you don't have a ton of one-on-one creators. You know the fact that you play a brand of basketball that's good for you. It's fast, up tempo. You know, get a lot of shot ups. You have guys like Kevin Huerter who can shoot the 3 ball. You have guys like Jalen Smith who is athletic. Patrick Williams quietly has been playing really well for them. About time, I'd
Here we
say.
go.
But just
Baby
a lot
claw.
of fast moving players that can just get out and go, and I like what they run. It's a fun brand of basketball, and sometimes you're not going to be a contender.
Question for you: what's your expectations for Paul George?
15 a night.
Whoa. We can still get to 20, but we don't need 20.
They don't know. I mean, is he the fourth option? Like,
That's fine.
yeah.
Save them knees.
Tatum
I would
needs-
say 18, 6 and 4.
Can he lock in defensively?
Help side, yeah.
Okay.
As a team defender, he was a good team defender last year. I told you that you slept on it.
I mean, they were whack.
I know they were pretty.